Hey you guys! My idea for these series of videos is I kind of want to put one up every Friday for you guys, and it's kind of going to be basically about my experience with me being here and Mason being gone in Missouri for boot camp. I want to make these videos because I want to help you guys out if any of you guys are going through the same thing as I am, or if you guys know more information that I don't know about or I haven't put out yet in videos, you guys can help me and leave comments down below and stuff like that. If you guys didn't know, Mason, my fiance, is in boot camp right now. So January 1st was a Friday, and I didn't have work because I was still on Christmas break. And so on New Year's we went to a friend's house, and then Saturday me and Mason went to his church, and it was our last time there and I got really emotional there. So then the 3rd, we went out with friends and went bowling for like the last time, and it was really fun. January 4th, my first day back from Christmas break, and that was the day that Mason also was leaving for boot camp. So on January 4th, I went to work, and it was around like 1 o'clock. I got out of work to head up to Tampa with Mason, stepmom, his dad, and his 3 sisters, all up to Tampa to bring him to where all the army and everybody was meeting. We drove. I was just trying to take in as much as I can of him. I didn't leave here till like 2. It was probably around 5 that we finally got up there. Went to the hotel that he was staying at. He checked in and everything, and did whatever he needed to do. I don't even know what he was doing because he was up in the room where we couldn't go. And then we went out to dinner. We ended up going to Applebee's probably around like 7 o'clock. We were heading back to the hotel and we took pictures. I'll insert the pictures right now. And I wish that we would have stayed there longer. I guess Mason's curfew was 10 o'clock that he had to be there. We could have stayed like so much longer, but we all had to get up early to go to school for the girls, and us 3, we had to go to work. We started walking out to the car, and I couldn't hold it in, and I just like bawled. So it was really emotional. I feel like it was the hardest day. It was really hard. Like, I don't think I cried that hard and since I was like really little. But Mason walked us all out to the car and we said our goodbyes. We were all crying. You know, it's hard to say goodbye to somebody that you spend like your whole time with. Mason was crying. It was just so, I'm trying not to like get emotional right now, but it was so hard. Like, I can't even explain it, and I can't keep saying it was so hard because that's just what it was. Anyways, so finally just like got into the car. And I think that was also really hard to like watch him tearing up and sad, and us driving away and him walking to the car all by himself. That was really hard for me to see. So from Tampa to where I live, it is about 2 hours. About 2 hours of car ride, maybe a little more because we stopped a couple times. I was crying and I was tearing and I couldn't like talk. I was getting really choked up. We stopped at Starbucks, and even like Mason's stepmom asked me if I wanted something, and I couldn't even like answer without like choking up, and I just started crying in Starbucks. I was texting Mason the whole time that I was in the car, and I got home, and it was probably around 10 o'clock, 11 we got home, or I got home, and I was still emotional. I was still sad, but once I walked into the door, this is what I saw, and I'll insert a picture right now. So I got a note. I thought I was done crying when I got inside, but I opened the door and I saw this and I just bawled even more. I mean, I guess I can read it out loud. It says, for the past 5 years, I don't think I can read it without crying. It says, for the past 5 years and more, everything has always included you. This time is no different. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I can't wait to see what the future holds, especially knowing that I will be married to you, to the love of my life in a couple months. Before I met you, I had a certain perspective on what life and love were. And you came along and made me realize I deserve something more. You always have seen the good in things and have always remained by my side. Although I'm not here physically, know you are always in my heart, thoughts and prayers. Wherever I go, you go with me. These next couple months will definitely be rough, but I promise you it will It will go by fast, and soon we will be in each other's arms. I love you so much. Mwah. And then he wrote like a little paragraph of our song together, of like this part of the song, and says, by the way, press the right and left hand. And what he's talking about that is because I saw this when I walked in. He has a little hat, but I took it off because I sleep with him and it falls off. It's this little army Build-A-Bear. I was just so happy. It has a little, what is this called, dog tag. It has a little hat, it has a little army outfit, and like a little flag. And what he's talking about with press the right and left hand is because he put little like recordings in the hand, which I absolutely love, and I listen to it all the time. The one with the little paw on it is for the morning.
Good morning, beautiful. I hope you had a good night's sleep, and I hope you have a great day. Love you.
And then the one without it is for the nighttime.
Have a good night's sleep and sweet dreams, sweetie. I love you.
So cute. And then he also let me have one of his army hats. So that night he was in his hotel room and we were talking to each other till like 1 o'clock in the morning, until I finally had to go because I had work the next day. So now it is January 5th, and that day he had some things to do, like paperwork and stuff like that. He said that he would call me at one point, so I had my phone turned up all the way on loud the whole day. I don't think I heard from him all that day. It had to have been 1 or like 2 in the afternoon that he called me, and I missed his phone call the first time because I couldn't get to it in time. So then I guess he tried to call his parents, which they didn't answer. So then he called me again after like 2 minutes later, and I answered, and we got to talk for a little bit. Only for a couple minutes, and I asked him where he was and stuff, and he actually was not even in his hotel room. He, I guess, drove on a bus to a military, I forget what he called it, but a military building, and he was waiting to head to the airport for them to call him to go to the airport. He said that I couldn't call him, that he was in like an office and using their office phone. I was asking him different questions that I had. He didn't know when he was not going to be able to have his phone and when it was going to get taken away. He had to go because another person wanted to use the phone to call their family. And so I hung up with him at around 2 o'clock. I went on my lunch break. Mason's stepmom texted me and said, oh, well, we called the office and they said that he wasn't there anymore. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I just talked to him like 2 minutes ago, and they're like, yeah, they said that he's on the airplane now. And for me, I wanted to hear this for myself. So I actually called the number and a guy answered, which I didn't think, and I was like, is Mason there? And he's like, who? With the army? And I was like, yeah. And so he's like, oh, let me page him. And so it took him a while, and he said, oh, he's not here, he's not answering. And I'm like, well, somebody said that he was on the airplane right now. I'm like, is that true? And he's like, oh, let me look it up. And the guys told me that, yeah, he left. When I was on the phone with Mason, I said, if whenever you can't text me, like, tell me so I know. But I guess he didn't have time to do that. I think it was that they left at like 2 or so, and probably was like a 2-hour drive, and they had to be there at 4. I don't know why so early. They weren't going on their plane till like 7:30. He sent me a picture of actually people were from the news were recording them. Yeah, I was texting him a little bit during class. So I got done class at 7:30, around the time that he was going on the airplane, and I went out to dinner with my dad and my sister after work, went to Chili's, and then around, I want to say like 9 o'clock, 9:30, he called me and said that he has landed into Missouri and they are going to go out to dinner. All the guys and stuff like that, they're gonna have their last meal, and they actually went to Chili's also, which is really funny. Did you guys know in Missouri, like here in Florida right now it's 7:35, let's just say, right now in Missouri it's actually 6:35. It's an hour difference. Isn't that so weird? Sometime after that, he called me and he was going on a bus. I guess at first they told them where they got off the airplane. They told them that they were going to be staying there over the night, so they were all excited. But then they found out they were going to be going on bus drive to the base. So that night I was talking to him on the phone, and we talked till like 1 o'clock in the morning again, and I was hearing him laugh and stuff with his buddies and all the guys that he met. He told me that it was a 2-hour drive, and I was like, well, I can't stay up for 2 more hours. After we got done talking, I told him, well, if you can't text me, then you let me know. You call me in the middle of the night, like wake me up, I don't care, and tell me that you can't be texting after. Because we were saying that, oh, this might be the last time we talk on the phone, and we have to prepare ourselves. We did not know what was going to happen after we got off the phone with each other. It was sad to hear that that would have been like my last time talking to him on the phone. So we told each other like our goodbyes and we'll see each other later. So I went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning that night, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning I got a phone call from him saying that he made it to the base and that he had to turn off his phone and it was taken away. And so I said, okay. We said, I love you. The next day I had work and I didn't hear from him at all that day. I even like called his phone to see if it was turned off, it would go straight to voicemail, and it did. But he told me that boot camp doesn't start to the 15th. On Tuesday it was the 5th, and he said they have 10 days to do paperwork and get all that stuff situated, and then on the 15th is when they start boot camp, which I need your help on that because I've asked a lot of people and they said they've never heard of that. Just leave a comment down below. I feel like 10 days is a lot of days to be filling out paperwork and stuff like that and then doing boot camp on the 15th. And he told me also that the 15th is when you should be starting to count down the 9 weeks till he comes back home. And so now it's today, it's January 8th. The past 2 days have been hard in the morning because I'm used to giving him a kiss goodbye, but I play this bear every morning and I give it a kiss. I know that's really, really weird. And I play the little bear, the morning one every morning, and I play the night one every night. Actually, one night I slept on his side of the bed because I could not fall asleep. I don't know why. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for me, or if you guys like these videos of me updating on how I am, I feel like I'm gonna do it every Friday, so you might be getting 2 videos on Friday because I have so many videos that are going to be so out of order. I'm sorry if this video was all over the place. It was just really hard to remember a whole week, an emotional days. And actually today, I went out to dinner with Mason's parents and his sisters. We went to Chick-fil-A, so I just got back from that. It's really nice that they're inviting me places. I'm going to church with them tomorrow. I've had a lot of support from a lot of people, so I am really thankful for that. And I just hope that he is okay and he is having fun, but also working really hard. And I love him so much, and you guys, seriously, subscribe because there's lots of videos coming up. And if you guys are in my situation, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!